Are press-ons even a thing, you may ask? And I say, when have they not been? Yes, the concept of a press-ons business took off in 2020 when the world, well, but press-ons have been here since as long as the industry has been making plastic tips. Am I right? Those whose press-ons business made it through 2020 and present figured something out while designing their press-ons and their business, and that is their niche. Hey there, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Paola of PaolaPonceNails.com, and I help current and aspiring nail techs become thriving entrepreneurs by mastering all of their gel nail services using Japanese gel only. If this sounds like a niche you'd like to consider exploring, then at the end of this video, do consider subscribing. By the way, if you want to fast forward to the step-by-step on how to make your press-ons last for weeks, skip over to this minute mark, as right now I'll be telling you a bit about an exciting upcoming free class. But either way, yes, nail stylists that have found success with their press-ons business have done so by finding a niche, meaning they are literally creating nail sets based on an ongoing theme or style or something particularly that they specialize in. And the websites, think of them as online boutiques, okay, of their nail press-ons. Just stunning. Take for example at Nuna.nailsit. She pretty much took her concept of cutesy style, character design, and identified it in her bio as such and outlined the use of Japanese and Korean gels in there also. She then keeps a release schedule where she curates and teases her designs. Now take at Velvet Nostalgia, who literally started her press-ons business from scratch and has made her theme to be 3D with gilded accents using Japanese gel. Do you see that once you pop on their Instagram, you can easily pick on the vibe of their niche, aka specialty? Like, there is no guessing work. You know whether you want that style of press-ons, yay or nay. And what's even better than getting new orders? Return clientele. At Velvet Nostalgia shares with me that she has various return clientele orders per week, which is pretty awesome because indeed current happy clients bring in more new happy clients. Now, before I continue and embark on today's topic, remember today we're talking about how to apply press-ons so that they last for weeks, because I do think that the principle of if your nails stick, so will your clients still applies here. I do want to let you know that I'll be hosting a free workshop in February to help you draft up your press-ons business. This workshop is free and seating is limited, happening in only a couple of weeks. So make sure to snag your seat ASAP using the link in the description box below. And we also have a special guest co-hosting Q&A. You don't want to miss it, I promise. Pause this video now or come back to that description box at the end of this video. Now, there were many, I'd say from what I saw on social media, perhaps 8 for every 10 nail techs who gave the press-ons business things a go because it was hope of an income when there was none, right? But simply offering press-ons because your clients cannot get their nails done 2 to 4 weeks and beyond was not a big selling point, because let's face it, many salon clients were okay with giving their nails and frankly their wallets a break. But again, if you just came at it from an artist standpoint and not out of necessity, then it was these stylists who thrived in the press-ons business space. Either way, I went a little bit on a tangent here, but I wanted to give you a bit of context and get you pumped in case you were thinking of joining us on February 2nd. I know it's right around the corner for that free press-ons workshop. And it's been a while since we brought up the topic of press-ons on this channel, and I also felt like we needed a warm-up chat about the topic. So yes, we had to have this talk. All right, so without further ado, let's answer the big question of how to make your press-ons last for weeks. Let's go step by step. The secret is to prep your nails like a pro, and if you're not one or you're just a nail enthusiast, no worries, I got you. I'm gonna give you all the pro tips. Step 1, cleanse. This includes washing your hands with soap to remove any dirt and some oils from off of your skin and nails. Make sure they are completely dry before starting. Step 2, cuticle prep. Now, let me help you identify what is cuticle and what is not. Cuticle refers to the dead skin that is actually attached to the nail plate. Eponychium refers to the area which folds around this cuticle, and it is typically living skin. Once in a while, you'll have a hanging nail sticking out from it, and that is all you need to nip most of the time. The most important thing is to push this area, that eponychium, back with a cuticle pusher. Keep in mind that this eponychium area does regress and you'll have to push it back one last time in a moment. By the way, did I just realize that instead of a cuticle pusher, we should call it a eponychium pusher? Maybe. Step 3, buff. Now listen, if you take a coarse file and shred your nails to give them texture, would they last? Absolutely. But I'm sure you and I both care about the integrity of the natural nail. So we're not going to do that. Instead, I want you to take a coarse buffer. If you cannot tell what the grit is, if it feels gritty, that's the one. Otherwise, you're looking for a 100 grit sponge buffer. Do not saw back and forth aggressively as you will smooth the nail out rather than giving it texture. A little bit of texture is all you need to make press-ons nails last. Step 4, dust off. You may be wanting to skip this step by just grabbing some alcohol and napkins and scrubbing away, but caution, leaving the smallest of dust particles behind is what ultimately causes inconspicuous lifting, meaning that lifting you simply cannot figure out and keeps you up at night. So the most thorough way to start this dusting off step is to grab a dry, disinfectable manicure brush and start brushing away the dust one finger at a time. Be thorough. Then it is time to saturate your brush in alcohol. Having a pump dispenser is helpful here. Step 5, dehydrate. This next step involves isopropyl alcohol and preferably a lint-free towelette to scrub your natural nails of oil and dust. For press-ons, 70% alcohol is fine, but if you can get 90%, even better, as it will dehydrate the nail further, and that is because 70% alcohol means there is typically 30% water, and we are trying to get rid of water, not add more. If you don't happen to have alcohol, acetone will work too. I typically don't prefer it because it does dehydrate more, and I personally believe that the nail does not bounce back and replenish itself as fast as it does after alcohol. Acetone, that is. Over time, you are more prone to make that nail more brittle. Step 6, push back the eponychium one last time. Once you've given your nails a scrub, it is time to use that same towelette to push back your eponychium area. Look at you, how much you've grown already. You know what the eponychium is. I told you I had your back. Step 7, apply glue, the right glue on the nails. Listen, glue hates me. I hate glue. We literally don't stick. Pun intended. And after giving it a try for years, literally, I decided to try something new. The Dashing Diva gel glue. I know, what? Such thing exists? That's what I said. I really like this type of glue because it's thick and so it fills in any gap between the nail plate and the press-on. I personally like to apply glue on the nail plate. That way I know it is where it needs to be versus on the nail tip where I have to do more guessing work. And notice that I do center my glue so that it does not run into the cuticle area. Step 8. Hold without moving a single time for 10 seconds. This is your last step. Don't ruin it. Once you press your nail, do not move or you will interrupt the cure time and you will need to buff both ends, your natural nail and the plastic tip, and restart. You do not have to squeeze the nail super tight, by the way, for this nail glue to adhere. Here's a cool product recommendation. If you're a consistent wearer of press-on nails and you would like to wear them over and over again, I truly recommend you use a small portable e-file like this Melody Susie one to clean up the nail glue from behind once you remove the press-ons. I hope to do a video of that soon for you, by the way. But either way, this Melody Susie is powerful, super easy to operate, and there are no cables attached to it. Great for DIY services, but even if, say, you're a pro and need to have a spare, this is a great option. Let alone a breeze to use on pedicures because there is no cables. I'll leave a link for you down in the description box again if it's a fit for you. My final tip is an aftercare one, and that is to wear your dishwashing gloves every single time you wash your dishes, as the nails expand when they absorb water, and this constant expansion and contraction can begin dislodging your press-on nails prematurely. Guys, if you're seriously considering a press-ons business or starting one, you don't have to be a licensed nail tech to start. There are other small legalities for opening up a business, but you don't have to be in nail school for months to get started. That's a bit of what I'll be covering in my free press-ons training coming up. Again, don't forget to register down below. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for our next suggested video, but if you gotta go, we'll see you next week again. Bye for now.